Hi there, this is Dava, and welcome to its Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Friday, February 2nd, 2024, and tonight I'll be talking about Friday Night SmackDown. We have quite a few things to talk about tonight's show, seriously, because that ending, holy smokes. Okay, so as we all know, Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble, and he's supposed to make his decision tonight as to whether he was going to pick Roman Reigns or Seth frickin' Rollins. And, everybody kind of thought, like, okay, he's going to pick Roman Reigns, because that's what he alluded to. That was him finishing his story and everything. So, Roman comes out there and he cuts a promo. Basically, this is Seth Rollins. And, Roman has come a long way since his Suffering Succotash promo. Rock is now sitting at the head of the table at WrestleMania in Philadelphia. Yeah, I'll get to that. So, one of the things I like is when he said some things were said on Mondays, like his little brother, and he mentions his little brother Seth Rollins, and he's like, exactly, no pop. D, how you doing? Me about pissed off, but okay, I'm gonna get to that, Io. We'll get to that. All right, so that was kind of savage on Roman's part, acknowledging that Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins getting no pop. So he says that he beat everybody for Seth's title, and he called it the loser bracket title, and you can't run around for 2 years wearing your wife's clothing and call yourself the guy. He basically mocks Rollins' walk, talks about how he works 10 times less than Rollins, but still earns 10 times more than him, and calls Cody an idiot if he chooses Rollins, and he isn't going to beg. So then Cody Rhodes comes out, okay? And then when Cody comes out, is the moment we've all been waiting for, honestly. He wants to make things private, and he asks, because Roman came out with the entire bloodline, so the bloodline leaves. And they talk about how Cody mentions last year how he almost had it, and Reigns knew he was this close to winning. He says he disagrees with Rollins about that title. You know how Seth Rollins called Roman's title the Hulk Hogan title, the politic title, the Hollywood title. But Cody makes it known he still wants the title. And that he wants everything that Roman has. Basically, finishing the story is taking everything from Roman Reigns. It's not just taking the title. He wants the title and he wants everything. And this is the confusing part. He says he was coming for Roman Reigns, but not at WrestleMania. Okay, you won the Royal Rumble. You are headlining WrestleMania. Why are you not coming for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Cody says he got canceled from someone who knows Reigns very well. And then The Rock comes out. The Rock comes out and he shakes Cody's hand, whispers something into his ear, gives him a hug, and then the Reigns and The Rock have a stare down. It was probably a couple years in the making, and it would have been epic. But this does not look like the face of a happy man. Cody Rhodes is probably not happy about the fact that he's not going to face Roman. And there's a press conference on Thursday at 4 p.m. I think that should be interesting. So, my point is, I was not a huge fan of this. I was not a fan of this. I get it. Roman versus Rock. That's the match everyone's been wanting. I totally get that. But Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. So, he's just getting pushed to the side. This is like 2011, 2012 all over again, where CM Punk got pushed to the side in favor of The Rock. The Rock took CM Punk's spot. Now he's taking Cody's spot. I get it. Plans change, things change. I honestly feel like this happened as a result of CM Punk getting injured, because I honestly think the plan was Punk versus Rollins night 1 and Cody versus Reigns night 2. Punk got injured, so they had to change those plans. You could have had Gunter versus Rollins WrestleMania night 1 and still do Cody versus Reigns. Since WWE wants to rewrite their books, you could have done or redo WrestleMania 6, Intercontinental Champion versus the World Champion. You could have had Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins. Hell, since Cody Rhodes was going to SmackDown, want to have LA Knight, go to Raw and challenge Seth Rollins for that title. You could have done this so many ways. Now, I wouldn't have had an issue with Roman versus Rock had Cody Rhodes not won the Royal Rumble. Okay, say Punk won the Royal Rumble. He got injured. Now they got to scramble. Like, okay. But Cody Rhodes won, and he's essentially getting pushed to the side for Rock versus Roman. So what's going to happen at the Elimination Chamber? Don't forget, Roman buried Seth in the World Heavyweight title. Yeah, he did. He buried it. That title, and I said this before, that title is basically a consolation prize. They created that title because Roman wasn't defending when part-time and wasn't defending that title as often. Okay, great. Now they're going to give Cody Rhodes that title. That title is essentially a consolation prize at this point. They're giving him that title because he's not facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. This is one giant mess, and I don't know how they're going to get themselves out of it. They could have done Cody versus Roman night 1, Roman versus Rock night 2. Roman versus Rock does not need that title. It doesn't. But yet here we are. So when is Cody facing Roman? He said not at WrestleMania. Was he facing him at the Elimination Chamber? Is he facing him in Saudi Arabia? Is he facing him at SummerSlam? Does this mean Roman Reigns is going to surpass Hulk Hogan's record? Or are we going to get Cody versus Roman WrestleMania 41 night 2? I don't know. I'm not happy about this. This is just one giant mess. Cody Rhodes got pushed to the side in favor of Roman versus The Rock. Kind of like CM Punk got pushed to the side for The Rock versus John Cena. And it's so funny how CM Punk kind of alluded to that in his promo with Cody Rhodes. You guys remember that promo from Raw like a couple weeks ago before the Royal Rumble? How CM Punk mentioned how he's so close to the finish line and that someone's going to come. I think poor Cody is trending on X. I think he is too. I think I saw that. So, SummerSlam Survivor Series wants to break Hulk Hogan's record. Seriously, you know what they could have done? Or at least what I would have done? I would have still done Roman versus Cody night 2. And then what you do, you kind of have a repeat of WrestleMania 39. You have Jimmy and Solo go out there. You have Jay come out, take care of Jimmy. And then you have The Rock come out and take care of Solo. And then that's how you build to Roman versus Rock. Or have The Rock be special guest referee. Poor Cody is trending. I bet it's trending. Right? That's what you could have done. You know what would have made more sense? To have The Rock versus Roman last year because, WrestleMania went Hollywood. Would have made the most sense because The Rock is Hollywood. He's a Hollywood actor. But no, they're going to do the rest at Philadelphia. Rock beats Roman. Cody beats Rock at SummerSlam. Roman comes back after months off and tells Cody he can't complete the story and she beats him. Okay, I don't agree with that. Why would The Rock, if The Rock beats Roman, why would he hold the belt till SummerSlam? That makes no sense. If by some chance The Rock does beat Roman Reigns to that title, Damian Priest should cash in and take that title off of The Rock. This is not 2012. This is not 2013. Seriously. Yeah, I did not agree with this decision at all. At all. I feel so bad for Cody Rhodes. If The Rock wins, the internet's going to explode. Oh, definitely. It's going to explode. And for the worse. I just feel so bad for Cody. Like, he came back. He's been carrying the company for 2 years. He's on the cover of 2K24. He's not even going to main event WrestleMania. Wow. Well, I mean, he'll get to main event WrestleMania night 1, but the match was Roman versus Cody. Here we are. I did see the comment. So, well, how do you guys feel about this? Like, do you guys agree with Rock versus Roman? How would you have booked Cody versus this whole Rock versus Roman, Roman versus Cody situation? Let me know in the live chat or in the comments below. I was not a fan of this at all, and I feel so bad for Cody Rhodes. But I said everything I needed to say, so now I am going to get into the show review. Oh, but there's another thing we need to talk about too. Damage Control finally betrayed Bayley. So, like, there is this segment where Io Sky and the Kabuki Warriors are talking, and Bayley and Io Sky says that Bayley is done tonight, and Bayley is just like listening to them. They wasted our time. Yeah, they did. They did. And she played the Batista in this role. You know, the Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky were Evolution, Triple H and Ric Flair in this, and she was the Batista. And she played her role really well. Like, she came out and she said she's almost done it all. She's defended the tag titles, the Raw, SmackDown women's titles at WrestleMania, but she didn't get here on her own. She talks about the car rides, the cries backstage when she thought that, you know, Damage Control wasn't going to work out. She talks about how Damage Control is funny. I mean, it's family. My bad. Family. And she thinks about all those WrestleMania. She thinks about WrestleMania. She thinks about the moments. And she said for her to be the best, she has to beat the best. And she brings up Rhea Ripley. And, you know, they cut to Rhea Ripley watching backstage. Bayley speaking Japanese was cool. Yeah, it was. She said, oh, she can go a different route. And it's always talking about holding the title. It's what's in your heart. Sometimes the people who you thought were your friends and your biggest support system, sometimes you just have to prove them wrong. So she cut this really heartfelt promo, which I really liked. And she speaks Japanese to Io Sky. And she says that all she wanted was for Damage Control to be the best. And it finally happened. The Kabuki Warriors attacked Bayley. And Bayley, like, starts talking about how Io Sky and her, you know, they were close, and then they came along. Bayley had a pipe with them, and she couldn't bring herself to hit Io Sky. And Io Sky has her title, and they kind of stall. And we find out Bayley picks Io Sky. Kind of saw that one coming. I think it's about time Bayley turns babyface. She's been heel for, like, what, almost 4 years now, I think? Since, like, 2020, I think. So, you know, good segment. But she played her role really well. I was just waiting for her to do the thumbs down like Batista. So SmackDown kicked off with a Logan Paul promo. And he's basically talking about how he was underestimating Kevin Owens and that he brings up Floyd Mayweather. He says Kevin Owens did more damage to him than Money Mayweather here. Now, I don't know if this was a shot at CM Punk, but he talks about how, like, he's one of the toughest people on the rosters because, you know, everyone gets hurt except for him. He's unbreakable, unreplicable. He talks about the tricep and a broken leg. Let's see, that I said The Rock beat John Cena, 26 same levels. Roman Reigns, same thing, makes no sense. Exactly. So I wonder if that was, like, a shot at Punk. It might have been. I don't know. So we'll see. So basically, this whole promo makes it seem like they're not done with each other. I think we're going to get a rematch, probably out of the Elimination Chamber. Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. And this sets up Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory with Logan Paul on commentary. You know, but one of the things that before I get into the match, one of the things I did like about this promo is that Kevin Owens says that it was his own fault he got caught, but the referee did a really good job. I really like that. He put the referee over. Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory was an all right match. He went after he used the brass knuckles on Theory, and then Kevin Owens chased Logan Paul. So we find out that Trinity and Tiffany have signed to SmackDown. So I'm really excited. You know, Tiffany did a really great job in the Royal Rumble. And then Trinity, coming off the heels of such an incredible run in TNA, you know, she lost to Jordynne Grace. So this week, she's teaming with Jordynne Grace, actually. They're probably going to write her off of TNA. But I'm really happy to see Trinity back. And I'm going to keep calling her Trinity until next week. Once they officially write her off for TNA, I'll start calling her Naomi. But for right now, she's still Trinity. Am I right, Io? She's still Trinity? So in this segment, like, Tiffany slaps Michin, of all people. And so that sets up their match later on tonight. And then also, too, you had another backstage segment where Bianca Belair is talking to Nick Aldis and Logan Paul interrupts her, and she's not happy about that. So she cuts like this little promo on him, which I wonder if they're going to set up Montez Ford versus Logan Paul. I mean, I know he's currently in his own storyline, but that's going to lead to something, right? Right? So you get Legado de Fantasma eating dinner. Santos Escobar talking about how his heart is filled with joy, su corazón, because there's nothing more unbreakable than family. I like to see Montez Paul, right? That's going to be a great match. He calls Elektra Lopez La Madrina, which means godmother. If anybody doesn't know that, it means godmother. And he talks about how it's up to them to carry the legacy of their fathers, their godfathers, and their grandfathers. And he talks about how Legado del Fantasma is about honor and loyalty. And they must eradicate Rey Mysterio's LWO. You know, I'm really surprised, given the storyline, they didn't insert Andrade into this somehow. Seriously. I think Andrade would have fit perfectly. But he got sent to Raw. So I really like this Legado del Fantasma segment. Warms my heart that we're seeing so much Latino talent on SmackDown. But I'm hoping they do something with Legado del Fantasma, because when they first came onto the scene, they were losing a lot. So, but maybe this version of Legado del Fantasma will be a much better version. We get a Fatal 4-Way #1 contenders, I guess, tournament. If the winners of this match will face the winners of the other Fatal 4-Way match happening on Raw. You get Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate versus the LWO versus Pretty Deadly versus Los Lotharios. So this is a good match. I really like that they recreated Joaquin Wilde's NXT spot. Like, if you guys, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you guys watched NXT a couple weeks back, I did, because it's part of a deal that I have going on. There was this one spot where Joaquin Wilde got launched. I forgot who were they facing. They got launched into his opponent. That was a really cool spot. That was my favorite spot in this match. And they recreated it here. And even commentary alluded to the fact that they did the spot in NXT. So I thought that was really cool. Now, I also like the fact that the ladies got involved. You know, Elektra Lopez tried to stop Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, but Zelina Vega took her down. So, again, I thought that was cool. I wonder if we're going to see a match between them. And then we got Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament, which really went nowhere. The only thing that came out of this was that it seems like BFAB has joined. This is Lashley and the Street Profits because she attacked Scarlett. You know, BFAB had been talking to Lashley backstage, which I feel would be a good direction for her, but I wonder what they're going to do. I wonder what we're going to do with Ashante the Adonis. So I wasn't a huge fan of this. And then we had Braun Breaker. It looked like he was about to sign with SmackDown, but Adam Pearce interrupts. And Braun Breaker tells Adam Pearce he will see him Monday. And then Jade Cargill shows up, and she asks for Nick Aldis. So very interesting things are going on. And I'm very excited to see where everybody lands. I thought Braun Breaker would go to SmackDown and Jay Carter go to Raw, but maybe they're not. We get Tiffany Stratton versus Michin, and Tiffany did all right. She did pretty good against Michin in her debut match on the main roster. She won with the prettiest moonsault over to Michin. But I just feel bad for Michin and the OC. They haven't really done much since they separated from AJ Styles. The draft is going to be interesting with Aldis and Pierce. Yes, it is. It definitely is. So, overall, tonight's SmackDown wasn't too terrible, and I would have given it an 8 out of 10 had we not gotten that ending segment with the way things played out. You know, I was not a huge fan of the way things ended on SmackDown. I was not a huge fan of the whole Lashley and Street Profits versus the Final Testament because that didn't even happen. So, the Philly crowd is going to be interesting in that match. It definitely is. It definitely is. So, I'm going to give it... I'm going to be a little generous here, and I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Just because I did think it was a pretty decent SmackDown. It would have been an 8 out of 10, but I just disagreed with the ending or the way things went down. That's why I give it a 6 out of 10. But what did you guys think of tonight's SmackDown? Let me know in the comments section down below. All right. So with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I'm currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please help me out. And I'll see you guys Monday after Raw. Bye.